looking at something almost to the distraction of other things, okay? Have you ever heard of the phrase called tunnel vision? Okay. When you're looking at something with binoculars, you're looking at it very closely. When we're observing birds with our binoculars, we're watching them very closely. All of that, keep a close watch. Keep your eyes open. Okay, both of those are related. Okay, who's got another one?
Hello?
Someone put in the, pardon?
Hello?
Gracie?
Yep. Penny for your thoughts.
Penny for your thoughts, okay. Well, okay. We have, different types of money, okay? And in different countries, there are different types of money. In Korea, there's won, and in England, there's pounds, and in America, there's dollars. Okay, we have dollars, and we have coins. So one of those coins, the smallest coin, is called a penny. And it's the one that has the least amount of value. Well, some people want to know what you're thinking, and they'll say, I'll give you a penny for what you're thinking. And maybe I might think to myself, they don't value what I'm thinking very much, do they? But when that phrase was originally coined, when that was said way back when, a penny was worth a lot. All right. Okay, penny for your thoughts, meaning tell me what you're thinking. I'd like to know what you're thinking. Here's a penny.
Yep.
I'll pay you for your thoughts. Who's up next?
Chair, I count before the snow.
Tara, did you raise your hand?
Yes, teachers. I wanna pretend to be Englishman.
Pretend
to be Englishman.
Good question. That one I will have to look up because I've never heard that. Where did you hear that? Or did you read that?
No, I hear one of the movie.
On a movie, okay. All right, so Heyun wanted to hear about fender bender. It means a minor accident with very little damage. Let's see. Okay. What? Did I lose you?
How can we use the fender bender in a sentence?
Okay, fender bender in a sentence. Here we go. My dad was not so upset when I told him that the accident was only a fender bender. Nobody got hurt. Does that sound okay?
Yes. Thank you.
And did everyone get that fender bender is just a little bump, a little accident, and it only, causes minor damage. What does parasite mean? Okay, so Lydia's asking about parasites. So when I was talking about the lamb, innocent as a lamb, I was telling you about the practice of the shepherd to cover the lamb's head especially, with oil, okay? That process is called anointing. So the shepherd would anoint the lamb with oil, the sheep with oil, and the oil would keep out bugs. Parasites are bugs that are very tiny, and they go up and they work up into the lamb or the sheep's nose, okay? And that parasite goes up into their nose and works. I know this is really awful and nasty, and I'm sorry, but this is the reality. This is real. That bug works into their nose and works up into their brain, okay? So when that person would take their lamb for the sacrifice, the priest would have to pronounce that that lamb was totally innocent. And they would examine the lamb for disease, for parasites, and so on. And the parasites, those worms, they would find them in their nose. So I know that that's very graphic, and I'm sorry. Let's see, we had someone else who had 3. Blind date, okay. Blind date, let's see. Break the news, all right, that's another one. Break the news, all right. 2 heads are better than 1. And we had break the news or break the ice. Break the ice. Okay. Well, let's do break the news and break the ice first, because they're very similar. Okay. Do you have ice and you freeze things? And you know that when you freeze the water, you know, when, let's say the ice is frozen in your ice cube tray, you get that thin layer of ice on the top of the water first, on the top of the ice cube tray first. Well, when you break through, you break through to cold water, right? When they break news, what they're saying is they're telling people the news. They're the first ones to get the news out. So if they're the first ones to get the news out, they've broken the ice and they've shown somebody something they've not heard before. Let's see. How can I use suppose? Suppose. Suppose might be used in relationship to imagine. Suppose. An idea. I'm just going to give you an idea. Suppose, imagine, suppose that you have a pond and it gets really, really, really cold and there's a layer of ice. Now suppose that people were to walk on that ice. Now suppose, imagine, think, what happens if they walk on that ice and it's not really hard? What might happen? So that's kind of how you can use suppose. So that, look for that another term that's similar to that. And I would suggest that maybe imagine might be a good word to think of. Okay, I see Grace's hand is raised.
Yes, teacher. I have and I want to know that kill two birds with one stone.
Say
Kill,
that again.
yes, teacher. Okay. Kill two birds with one stone.
I'm gonna have to ask you to slowly say it again.
Oh, okay, teacher. Kill two birds with one stone.
Care to mess?
No. Yes.
Why don't you write it in the chat, because I'm not hearing it clearly.
Yes, teacher.
So
I think
what I
she's
heard
saying
was care
kill
to
two
mess.
birds. I think she's trying to say kill two birds with one stone.
Oh,
Teacher,
is that what you're trying to say, Grace?
yes,
Okay, I'm writing it
I
down.
write it.
Thank you, Jasmine. Kill two birds with one stone. All right, has anybody used a sling? Do you know what I'm talking about? What a sling is? When we were kids, we would make a sling. And a sling was a way to throw a stone very far. And we would use those stones to hit birds. It was, kind of playing with getting the birds out of our trees, because they made a lot of droppings under our trees and made it messy and nasty, and we couldn't play on the grass very well. So we would try to hit two birds when we threw the stone one time. Okay, so you throw it in an area where there's two birds. Well, now today, that phrase means get two things done with one project. So I'm trying to do two things with one effort. Trying to kill two birds with one stone. Trying to do two things with one trip. All right, two birds with one stone. Oliver, you had one.
Yes. That is big mouth.
Oh boy. Now we're talking about something that I'm very familiar with. Big mouth.
Yes.
All right. Well, I have a big mouth. I like to talk a lot. So part of the way that you know that I have a big mouth is because I was a teacher. And I would talk all day. So I have a big mouth. So sometimes people say that in a nasty way, and they say, oh, she's got a big mouth, meaning that she's talking loudly, or he's talking loudly, or he's mean when he talks. So big mouth. All right, and I saw, well, I guess Charles has his hand up now. Charles, did you want to say something?
Yes,
Yes.
teacher.
Okay.
I want to ask, there is no count on the ice.
Say again, Tara.
There is no count on the ice.
There is no
No car.
car.
no, there is no calm on the ice.
So I'm going to type it in the chat because I want to make sure that I got it right. Oh, there's no cow on the ice.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. That is definitely one I'll have to go look out. Where did you hear that? Where did you read that?
And this is I read from a book. This is actually like a story. Two men was
Okay.
speaking.
Okay, and so I will tell you that when I was a little kid, one of my uncles had a mountain, and his mountain was on a lake. And in the winter, like December, January, February, his lake would freeze over so much and so hard that they could drive cars across that lake. So I'm not quite sure about the cow, because the cow on the ice would be very, very dangerous. And I can't imagine someone having their cow on the ice, because it would have to be really, really cold. But I will go look that up because I'm curious now too. A fish story. Let's see, Kelly had that one. A fish story might be an exaggerated story, a big story, somebody that's making something up. Because fishing is one of those sports where there's a lot of stories about the fish that got away. The big, 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 big fish that got away. And their fight with the fish, especially if they're going into an ocean and they're going to go fishing on the ocean, and they want to talk about fighting with the fish that they tried to catch and the fish got away. So that's a fish story, might actually be an exaggerated or a story that's not quite true. It might be blown out of proportion, where the fish was only this big and they talked about the fish being this big. So let's see, calm before the storm. Calm before the storm. All right. And drum up and rough. So let's do diamond in the rough first. So when they look for diamonds, you know that they're looking and they're mining underground, right? And the diamond in the rough is a piece of stone, it's a stone that they know there's diamonds there, but it's really rough and it's just looking like a stone. But the miner who knows diamonds can tell, oh, wow, that's a diamond in the rough. So you know that diamonds are stones that have been cut to a certain shape and so on. But a diamond in the rough just looks like a stone. That might mean, okay, so-and-so has talent. It just hasn't been perfected yet. He's a diamond in the rough. His talent is a diamond in the rough. Okay, and then I saw Gracie's hand was up.
Hello. That is the last straw.
That is the last straw. Is that what I heard you say? Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of these idioms relate back to when we were farmers. And back when we were farmers, we had hay fields. And we would have to bring in the hay. We would have to cut down the hay and bring in the hay and put it on the cart or on the mule or on the horse. And the phrase was, that was the straw, the one straw that broke the back of the horse, the donkey, the camel, the whatever animal. So horse or straw that broke the something back. And that is referring to the person who is calm and the person that doesn't have a lot of complaints and the person that takes a lot of abuse. And then there's one thing that makes them go off and they have a tantrum or they do something that's way off. And that's the straw, that one thing that made them go off the handle or made them angry and they got violent. All right, and I saw drum up and I saw steal my thunder. Let's see, calm before the storm. I think I'm getting caught up. All right, stealing my thunder. Well, you've had thunderstorms, I think, right? And you've heard thunder. Boom, 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 boom. Well, just like breaking the ice or breaking the news, stealing the thunder is similar. So you're taking away that shock value that comes with new news. So when the news broke that Queen Elizabeth passed, that when she died, somebody had that story first, right? And, you know, I was personally surprised. I mean, she was on the news, what, 2 days before, and was presenting some congratulatory something, I forget what. And then the news broke that she had passed away. Somebody had that news and stole the thunder, stole the news from all the other news stations because they had that news story first. They broke that news. Okay, stealing the thunder. I do like that one. That's very vivid. When pigs fly. That's always very picturesque. Can you imagine a pig flying? It's never going to happen. So when pigs fly, so you would say, that will happen when pigs fly. Such and such will happen when pigs fly. So in other words, that's never going to happen. Let's see.
Hello.
Hello, how are you, Oliver?
I'm doing great, and I have a question.
Yeah.
I think I saw this in a book. It is as strong in a teacup.
Now, are you saying a tempest in a teacup?
No, as strong.
As strong. I have never heard that one. But remember, let's go back to the very first class we had. There are thousands thousands of these expressions, okay? So I will go look that one up. When I have a surprise, how can I say idioms? I'm not quite sure. It is safe to say, so when we're talking about idioms, one of the things that I would be very careful of is using idioms until you know how to use that one, until you've practiced it. A storm in a teacup. Oh, well, thank you. That's very sweet of you to say that. So Oliver, I'm going to go back to the idiom that you brought up, and I think that the correct saying is a tempest in a teapot, or a tempest in a teacup. Okay. And so a tempest is a storm, but I will go look that up and we'll have it on our next one, because I'm also curious. I have heard it too. And thank you to this person who has put the comment here. Tara, I appreciate that. That is very kind. Different ropes for, oh, I love that one. It's actually different strokes for different folks. All right, back in the day. So this, different strokes for different folks. All right, I'm going to give you a very vivid picture. All right. Once upon a time when I was a little girl, my mommy used to put us to sleep by singing and telling us stories, and she would rub lightly on our arm like this. Okay. Now, different strokes. So this is stroking. All right. Different strokes for different folks. Well, I'm telling you what, my little kiddo did not like that. She did not like that at all. So this was comforting to me, but it was not comforting to my girl. All right. Different strokes for different folks. Sometimes one person might like classical music, so that's a different kind of stroke to their ear. Another person might really enjoy rock and roll, and that's what they like to hear. Another person enjoys rap, and another person enjoys folk music or country music. That's a different kind of stroke to their ear. Different strokes for different folks. Different things make different people happy. Some people like to wear dresses.